You know what's crazy, man? Another week is here, and the Passionate Producers Podcast is back. What's crazy about that, man, is that we're aging in the process, man, as these weeks fly by. So make the most of your junk, man. Get out there and do the thing you're meant to do. Be the best you and all of that. Welcome to the Passionate Producers Podcast. I am your host, Mad Jeff Music is what they call me, and the reason they call me that is because, you know, everybody's got their own reason for why they do. But, you know, I'm a little mad. You know, I've been a little mad, I've been a little angry, you know, and stuff, you know. But I'm also a very happy and jovial guy as well. I have a good side. I don't tolerate foolishness very well, and that's kind of one of my knocks, you know. And anybody that wants to really, you know, push my buttons, all they got to do is act like a complete knucklehead on a consistent basis, and I'll just like check out and never really ever give that person the time of the day. So, warning to all you people in my DMs right now asking me questions and so forth and so on. Don't be a knucklehead, man. Look, I'm giving you the information as it comes to me, man. Conscious flow. Can't you just go with that? Can't you just go with that, my brother? It's free. It ain't costing you nothing. Anyways, man, sit right back and you hear a tale of... Remember that joint, man? That was like that Gilligan's Island theme. I was entertaining some kids the other day, and I was like, yo, that reminds me of Gilligan's Island. Blah, blah. They was like, huh? I was like, oh, my bad. Yeah, they have no reference to that. Funny thing, another thing happened, too, the other day. I had a camp full of kids, like 25 kids that I was doing a camp with, and it's a broadcast camp with television cameras and all of that. I do it in association with Stetson and with ESPN. And, you know, as these 25 kids there, I said, you know, as I'm getting to know these kids, all right, so, because I need computer geeks. I need like 3 of these guys to be like, yo, I build computers in my spare time, right? That's what I need. So I'm like, yo, who in the room is a computer geek? Put your hand up in the air. Let me know who my computer guys are. Thorough with computers, Mac and PC. I'm looking around. Not a hand. Not a single hand. These are mostly boys, ages 14 to 18, right? Few girls, you know, ages 16 to about 18 or 19. No computer geniuses in the room, and as I looked around the room trying to find a person, I realized that every person there had their phone out, like looking at their phone as their reference point, because we were working on an exercise where they needed to be trying to write something, and they were all using their phones, and they were really comfortable with it, and they were showing pictures, and they were like, you know, coming up with this stuff on their phones, and it dawned on me kind of in that moment that the phone is the geek computer thing of the day for a lot of kids, and this is happening scarily fast. I mean, because it was just a minute ago you had to have the fast computer, right? Man, but Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat, you know, they have really altered the taste for what people want to do in their spare time, and it's just so easy for everybody to just pull out that little phone, glance at Instagram, post something, do something, you know, love something, like something. You know, it's really a trippy thing. It really is. To see this happening like right before our eyes is quite amazing. Again, I need to be sponsored by Red Bull. So if you're listening, Red Bull, this is me living partially through chemistry by inhaling your drink. So, good sponsor. Red Bull's a dope sponsor. Anyway, I digress. So my initial thought about this podcast was that I wanted to just talk about technology and where things have come from, where they're going, and so forth. And because you kind of want, you know, as a producer, as a musician, as anybody that's thinking about this industry, you got to kind of be wondering, like, where's it going to? You know, and as much as I'm excited about a guy who can use GarageBand on his phone to lay down a few tracks and then record a vocal, yeah, I'm not impressed by that. I don't think, I mean, it's cool, but I don't think that it's not ever going to be the quality recording that I know, and the ability to get into a really nice recording studio that has acoustics and hear the sound of these instruments as they're played by talented musicians or whatever. You know, just, you know, with an iPhone and GarageBand in my mind, and maybe there's a hit or two being written with that junk, man. But look, to me, that's like using a chisel and a rock to write a note. You feel what I'm saying? When the top opportunity here is to be working in an SSL equipped room with with acoustics and all the accoutrements that go along with that. So, technology, though good, is good for some things, but we still need studios. I'm not doing this podcast on a phone right now. Ironically, as much as I would like to be able to just do my podcast on the phone, I can't quite get the same sound. I certainly can get a conscious flow of thought when I'm just driving around and not doing anything aimlessly, right? So that would be a perfect vehicle for me to record it. But I don't want to do that. I want to hear myself in my headphones, and I want to give you the true passion of a passionate producer, you know what I mean? And share with you my real gut. And I can do that when I can hear myself right, just like the singer said. Or, I once heard Patti LaBelle say, she's ready to sing, but she's going to need that bottle of wine, that Poulet Fouché. So if you can get that lined up in a nice glass and set that on the stand next to me, we will be singing in no time. So like Miss Patti, who I have all the respect for in the world, I too need my Red Bull. No, just playing. I need to be able to hear myself, though. I want to be able to hear myself and feel the energy that I'm bringing, because then I can do my low voice like that. Yeah, listen, I'm being silly. I digress. So the technology is moving really fast, man. I mean, it's like, it's like moving so quick that people are learning how to make music on a GarageBand on a phone, and I'm afraid that's all they'll know. I mean, I don't think we want that to happen, do we? We don't want our creative geniuses of tomorrow thinking that their music is not acceptable unless it was recorded into their phone. You know what I mean? Because that fidelity is completely gone. I mean, think about it. We went from master recordings that were all 14K audio, right? We went from there to 24-bit audio and so forth, right? Okay. From there, we went to CDs, compressed audio. Things started to change a little bit. The sound, you got used to going from vinyl to CD. You could hear the difference. And trust me, I went through a period of time where I would have if I had the vinyl, I would find the CD, and then I would compare the two. And, what I'm hearing from vinyl and what I'm hearing from digital, it's just not the same. But nonetheless, it's music, it's recorded, it's going to be the new medium, get on the boat or whatever, or don't float. So we're all on CDs. And then from CDs, we go to MP3. So how we go from, analog, which is kind of a wild beast, to digital, which is a contained beast now. It's all compressed, contained, it's nicely on that CD, to this MP3 thing or whatever, as our source for getting music to and from. So, I mean, if you're sending me a song from Los Angeles to here and it's an MP3 in my email, you better hope I'm only listening for the lyrics, because I'm not going to hear any of the nuances of that track as a real producer who's creating organic music would like to hear. I'm not going to hear any tines from the piano or strings ringing on a note. No hammers, none of that. All that goes away in an MP3, unless, of course, it's solo piano. But, drums and percussion mixed into a CD, squashed down into an MP3. Eventually, you're going to lose some dynamics in there, right? So that's gone. So now we've gone from, analog to digital to MP3, further digital. And we're at a point now where people are talking about, I'm making music on my Apple iPhone, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going, that's cool. Listen, around 2010, 2011, me and a crew created, the Mad Jeff, production app. I had the app where you could go on there and Mad Jeff's beat making studio beat lab, and you can go in and create a beat right there. Because I thought it was cool to be able to, hit a button here and press a drum sound, because I'm into MPCs and drum machines, and that's something that's a part of my culture. It's just something that is drum pads to me are as normal to me as you just putting your shoes on every day, and that's the honest to God truth. Drum pads. I mean, it's amazing the things that you can spend enough time with that you have a synergy with, and that would be the one thing I think that I have a synergy with. So I wanted to translate that to a phone and have you hear that. I mean, have the option of being able to play that, mess around with some things, and it went really well, and I'm pleased I did that. So I was kind of pushing the envelope even then to try to bring this connectivity to the phone. And it's cool to have these gadgets and these apps on the phone that do these things that allow us to make music and so forth. But I'm just saying, don't settle for that as being the only option. If it's the only way you have to get a demo down, then go for it. Because when you think about a Tascam, 4-track recorder, which was, what I started on, trying to get demo ideas down, recording on one track, dubbing to another, bouncing that to the third, and then adding that vocal on that fourth track. That's how we went about it. And that was a cassette-based thing, plug it into the wall. If you could do that on your phone, you've got the software that allows you to do that, then that's awesome. I think that's pretty doggone cool. So go ahead and do that, and enjoy that. But understand that nuance, orchestra halls. I mean, listen, I've been to Abbey Road Studios. Their orchestra room was, acoustically, it was probably one of the most amazing places I've been to, because I've also been to the Budokan in Japan. But Abbey Road, listen, that string room, wow. And they were always working just the most lush thing, and it was designed to bounce off the walls, the sound of the strings off the walls. And they were miking, the way their miking techniques and the way they went about it was they were capturing that room. It was designed to be captured. And I'm just saying, if you're doing all that into your phone and you committing that and you're going to release that to the world, then, you're living in a 12-bit mindset. Nothing wrong with that, I guess, if it's your art, but sonically, for us that remember the Gilligan's Island theme song, man, give us a little something that we can listen to. If the lyrics are going to be whack or, about something that we're not into, pills or whatever the hell y'all rapping about or whatever, you feel me? If that's not going to be super interested and appealing to all classes, meaning people, myself, who, like I said, remember the Gilligan Island's theme song, then at least give us something sonically, bro, that we can chew on. Give us a little sonic something. And there's some artists that are doing that. They're older school artists, guys like Stokely, because you know why? He's built like that. He came up through, this is a real instrument. This is what it sounds like. Oh, and I know I've been in the studio with this cat, bro, where we had steel drums and multiple drum sets, So it's all about that. But man, look, I'm having fun, but I'm hungry at the same time. And that's like a real relative, statement right now, because I'm hungry for food, but I'm also hungry to feed and share and be a part of the community that supports, a podcast, especially a passionate podcast, kind that, you can really sink your teeth into. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I want to deliver. And that's what I'm going to deliver. Because when I start something, bruh, I'm sorry, bro. I was going there. Anyway, this is Mad Jeff Music, the Passionate Producers Podcast. Holla back.